My name is Sharon Swayze Barron, and I'm co-founder of Kacie's Ride. My husband had the idea after Kacie, which is my sister-in-law, his sister, was murdered by her ex-boyfriend in her driveway. He wanted to do something in her memory because it was, it just was a hard thing going on. Anyway, he come up with the idea of having a motorcycle ride, and I said, that's great, because she loved to ride. And he said, I got to get something, going. He said, I got to make a name. And I said, it's got to have, maybe hope in it. And I said, that's it. We're going to Hope Valley. That was Kacie's and my favorite place to go. We used to go on motorcycle rides up there. And I said, that works perfectly. So he named it Kacie's Ride for Hope to end domestic violence.
The reason I was able to get involved with this and want to get involved with Kacie's Ride was just the fact that I had kind of a stake in it. I was actually involved with the murder trial of Kacie, and so that kind of got things rolling for me, just knowing that in our community there's these kind of things going on, and it just made it so I want to do my part, so to speak.
Yeah, Kacie's Ride, when you're there and you are on downtown Main Street and you are with all those bikes around you and all the people and the awareness that this is bringing to this situation, this unfortunate situation with Kacie, you're a part of something bigger than yourself, and I just really enjoy that. There's parts of it that are pretty solemn. There's some booths that are set up that just bring more awareness to other people that have died because of domestic violence or have been affected. And so it's just pretty, it's a pretty neat experience. Unfortunate that we have to get together for something that brings awareness to this, but
it's eye-opening.
Eye-opening, yeah, eye-opening.
I've been involved with the run since its inception. I am a chaplain, so I bless the ride. I designed the t-shirts. I've been basically just designing the back for the last couple of years. This ride is so important to me because there's so much violence in our world today that it's in every area of our lives. It's focused on domestic violence because Kacie was taken from us in an act of domestic violence. Through this ride, we generate money that we donate and keep the Center for Violence-Free Relationships. They have evolved from a women's center to a Center for Violence-Free Relationships. They're proactive, they go out into schools and they teach students what is healthy and what is not healthy. And if you're in an unhealthy relationship, there are places to go and there are options. I've known the Barron family for 30 to 40 years. I knew Kacie when she first had a car. So she lives on, her heart lives on through this ride. And I'm proud to be a member of this group of people that want to make a statement that violence is not okay.
It means a lot to me because I had a brother that was murdered in 1998, and so I know what Pat and his family had to go through. It's unfortunate that sometimes it takes something like this to draw attention to something like this, but it sometimes, out of every bad situation, something good comes out of it, because it draws attention to a lot of the stuff that goes on that behind curtains, behind doors that nobody sees, the battered women and children. That should never ever happen in the first place, but unfortunately life is what it is. So, but I've been doing it, like I said, since the beginning, and I will continue to do it until I can't write anymore. So, and that's why I got involved, and like I said, all Pat has to do is give us a holler, and we're there to help him out any way we can.
Hello, I'm Adolph, Placerville Transmission. Proud supporter of Kacie's Ride for Hope. I actually got involved with this. I knew Kacie personally. She lived next door. Her little boy used to come over and play in our shop, and it just a sad thing that happened to her, and I think that this is a cause that affects a lot of people. Actually everybody in some form, somebody they know, you know, whether they say it or not, it affects everybody. It's a local thing that really helps our community. Right here at home, it's done out of people's goodness of heart. So I think it's an awesome thing to support, and we invite anybody to come out and help support it.
Hi, my name is Penny Sneed, and I started with this because I met Pat and Sharon at church one time, and I was overhearing Pat and Sharon talk about Kacie's Ride for Hope and how he was getting it started, and because it's personally connecting to me, I jumped in and said I would love to be part of it, and they were open arms and let me be part of this, which is a wonderful thing because it's really changed my life, and I see the lives that are being changed with Kacie's Ride for Hope. I'm excited. Each year we are growing, and it's just, I can't express how it has been just a tremendous life-changing experience.
Here, have what you want.
Very important event for me. It brings my entire family together now. I've been direct or indirectly involved and affected by domestic violence, and have also had a sibling that that lost his life due to a significant tragedy. And so it's something that's really close to my heart. It's all ran completely on volunteers. Even through the ride itself to the barbecue, it's more kind of a family event, so to speak, than your typical biker, throwdown kind of a thing. It's very comfortable. If you've never been on a ride, this should definitely be your first ride. Even if someone isn't into riding motorcycles and they wanted to come out for the barbecue towards the end, it's really neat. The raffles, the company, just being around and hearing the stories, and just the whole general group, to have that many people together like that and get along like that is just awesome. It's really, really neat. It's definitely a family event for us. My husband's involved. All of my kids are involved. It's a real special event.
50-50.
Whoop! Kacie's Ride.
I've been with the Kacie's Ride for Hope volunteering staff for all 7 years. I am very honored to be able to help this organization for the Center for Violence-Free Relationships. I love doing this. I get so excited every year. It's like we're all family. We all talk, we throw barbecues at each other's houses. We all connect. All the volunteers, we all get together. We all know each other very well. It's very nice. It doesn't really feel like it's volunteering. It feels like you're just out having a great time, meeting new people, greeting, your friends that you haven't seen in a while, or family members. And you could bring all it's not just like a you and your wife or you and your girlfriend thing. It's a whole family. You bring, your kids, your nephews, your cousins, whoever you want.
On March 15th, 2008, I was attacked and nearly murdered, and my son was murdered. The thing about my situation is that I never realized or even considered myself to be in a domestic violence-ridden relationship. There was no physical abuse, there was no drugs, no alcohol, nothing leading up to that you think is like stereotypical domestic violence situation. But after getting counseling at the Women's Center, the Center for Violence-Free Relationships, and talking to other survivors, there are traits that are common. It's the person wants power and control. They will isolate you. They will control money, control who you see, control what you wear, control what you talk to. And it might not even be, direct. It's guilt. It's manipulation. It's lying. It's, it's a million little things that add up to this big thing. And I excused so many things away. But ultimately, I told him I wanted out of the relationship. And that's how he responded. So, 6 months after the attack, I got a phone call. And it was Pat Barron, the founder of Kacie's Ride. And he told me about his event and that it benefits the Center for Violence-Free Relationships, who had offered me counseling and just really helped me in those dark days afterward. And Pat told me, he said, we'd like to dedicate the ride this year to Andrew. And, when the world is moving on, to me, my world stopped that day. And to have somebody just recognize my baby and give me the opportunity to speak and hopefully share my story and affect somebody in a positive way and show them, that you can get out and there is hope after, devastation. There is life after. Now I'm part of, the committee on Kacie's Ride, and I do everything I can to help them, and every year we look forward to the event. So, it's been really fulfilling and really a good part of my healing process. And it's good to know that we raise money for the center, which provides so many services and details and resources and just everything for women in this county that really need it. There's help, there's hope, there's resources. They can help you make a plan to get away, There's answers. So I'm happy to be part of Kacie's Ride now.
This is absolutely one of my favorite events, and it's my favorite event because of you.
Hi, my name's Frank Todd, and I've been associated with the Kacie's Ride for Hope for 6 years. And I started out riding it, and then I decided after riding it for 2 years that I should get more involved because I really liked what this program was going, or the monies and the funds were going to. And I just enjoy riding and being able to ride with all these people and hearing the stories about how they came up and how they were broken and now they're healed is a really neat thing. And this year I donated some temporary tattoos, so hopefully you'll be seeing those around town. If you like to hear a lot of motorcycles, we have over 400 motorcycles downtown Placerville. We close it off, and at 10 o'clock we all rev it up, and the whole town just shakes. And it just shows you how just a handful of people could shake the world and make it better.
Hi, my name's Doug Shelstad. I'm a mild hog, aka hoser, for the group that I ride with, which Pat is kind of our leader of the mild hogs. And I'm involved with it because it's a great program. I'm a retired firefighter. I used to go on domestic violence calls. And I've got kind of a heart for the folks that were on the receiving end of those violent environments. The center is a great benefit to the community. You know, we're all neighbors in this community, and we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So by supporting this ride, we're supporting our friends and neighbors and hopefully getting the word out there, and I know we are.
I first became aware of Kacie's Ride when I started to work on the ride 2 years ago, and I have a close appreciation for what Kacie's Ride has done for the center. I'm a survivor of sexual assault and domestic violence, and I stayed in the center's shelter for approximately 2 months with my 2-year-old son. It's been about 8 years now, and I came through the volunteer program, started volunteering for the center about 3 years ago, and about 2 years ago they hired me. So the things that Kacie's Ride does for the community and for the center are very close to my heart. My son is now 10 years old, and he's happy, he's healthy, he's out of the violence that was in our home. And I can't thank Pat and Kacie's Ride enough for doing the things they do for the center. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Brown, and I own Breaker Glass Company with my husband, Kevin Brown. We've been supporting Kacie's Ride for Hope for 5 years now, and it is a great cause. We love Pat Barron, and he initially started this ride because of his sister, who was killed due to domestic violence. And that is a huge issue for the nation, for the world. Domestic violence against women is huge, and we really need more awareness so that people can educate others in that area, and we can hopefully reduce the number of women that are hurt because of it.
And I've been helping Pat with Kacie's Ride for about 3 going on 4 years now. I've been responsible for basically looking into what needed to be done to achieve the nonprofit status and keeping up on that. what I get out of it is that, you know, he's a one man fighting a good fight. He's out there pushing for his cause every single day. It's all volunteer work on his end. He's not getting anything financially out of this. Everybody that volunteers to support this cause and in any way, shape, or form is a part of making it be the function that it is volunteering their time, their resources, and their energy with nothing in return.
My name is Nancy Bandy. I'm the owner of Custom Embroidery Concepts, and we've been supporting Kacie's Ride for the last 3 years. We provide the t-shirts for the ride, and I support Kacie's Ride because we love Pat. Pat has always been a great customer of mine, and he lives, breathes, and sleeps Kacie's Ride and everything about it. So that's why we support it, because he is a wonderful human being, and what he's doing for the community is fabulous, and it's a great cause. I have never been personally affected by domestic violence. However, I have friends that have, and it's a cause that is near and dear to my heart, so that's why we do it.
When I first heard about Kacie's Ride for Hope, I really didn't know what it was really about until that year and that first ride. I really wanted to support them, and so each year this is what we do. We come down there, we park the motorcycles, and over the years I've seen something that was really neat as they began to support the center from the beginning. Even though it was such a tragic event, my philosophy is that if you look for something good and something that's tragic, you can find it, and I believe that's what Pat's philosophy is too. There was something tragic that happened to his sister Kacie, and by doing Kacie's Ride for Hope and supporting the center, something really unique and good came out of it. Good things have been happening. Good things happen here at the center. People turn their lives around, and that's what I have really enjoyed about being part of Kacie's Ride for Hope.
Pat actually came to us for help, for donations, and we've been donating to the Women's Center for quite a few years anyway. The families that they help, the small children that are in the middle of this that have nothing to do with anything, the innocent children, and of course the women that are abused. They're just such awesome people to do what they do to help them in the situations that they're in. And a lot of them, they have nowhere to go. They have absolutely nothing. They can't go back. They're scared to death, and the Women's Center does a really awesome thing to help them.
My name's George Champagne, and I've been going to Kacie's Ride every year since it started. I've got a few reasons why I go to Kacie's Ride. One is because of Pat Barrett and his sister Kacie. I knew Kacie personally. And I also had a friend within 2 months after Kacie, his son at work got stabbed to death by his girlfriend. So this run means a lot to me. What Pat's doing is a great thing, and hopefully one of these days he won't have to do it.
For 2 years, we've donated big ticket items, and before that, it was just thises and that's. When I realized Pat was getting on board, I mean, he doesn't work anymore. He just does Kacie's Ride all the time, and I wanted to be able to support him in that. Last year, we gave a log splitter. I think it raised over $4,000. This year is a Husqvarna riding lawnmower. Basically, as a community, we need to work together to make everybody aware of domestic violence. And I think the more people that get involved, I mean, the more impact we can have on our community and eventually, you know, all over the county, I mean, even California. We can all work together as a community, and I mean, the business owners in Placerville and the surrounding areas are really what keeps our economy going. And the more that they get involved, the more people are aware of what's going on, and overall we're going to have, I mean, more awareness for Kacie's Ride for Hope. And I mean, the ride itself is about hope, and I mean, there is a future in this, and we need to make it clear to everyone that we can overcome this.
So you guys, I thank you very much, and I know when you're out here, you come out here because you're standing against this too. It's 1 in 4 families are affected by this. It may not be us right here, but it's our daughters, it's our nieces, it's our brothers. And as men, we can lead this thing and we can teach our boys. That's the one thing I stand for.